Hello, gorgeous friends. We are live. It's a beautiful day, Thursday, best day ever. And that is just what it's going to be. We claim it to be that, and that is exactly what it's going to be. So I woke up this morning and I was like, it's going to be the best day ever. And so far, that is exactly how it's rolling. I'm so excited to share this recipe with everyone. There's a little backstory to this recipe, but we'll get into that in a little bit. The mantra this week, such a good one, right, girls? Nope, not today. Nope, not today. You feel the excuses piling on. You feel the clutter coming on. You feel all the things. And it's just such a quick way to snap you out of your mood. Nope, not today. Not happening. I was sleeping and I was like, my kids are on spring break and I actually have a little bit of extra time in the morning because I don't have to rush to get them to school. Like, oh, I could sleep in. I could wait. Nope, not today. Not today. Because the minute that you give into that excuse, the next excuse starts to pile up. This carries on into every area of your life. Like that one thing that you need to do that you haven't done, like make the dentist appointment or whatever it may be. And it's like, yeah, I got to do that. I'll do it tomorrow. I need to do that. I'll do it tomorrow. And then suddenly all of a sudden you snap this mantra and you activate it. And it's like, nope, not today. I'm not letting myself say tomorrow again. Just like starting that diet. You're not going to say tomorrow. And then tomorrow turns into the next day and the next day. And before you know it, you never start, right? You never start the damn thing. So it's a quick mantra that just gets you into action, which is what I'm all about. Because if you think that waking up every single day, I'm just like, yes, let's go. Let's do it. Does not happen that way. I have to have the conversation with myself and get myself into motion and have that like good bird, bad bird conversation. And I have to have the tools in order to knock that bad bird down, in order to knock those voices down to say, nope, not today. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm going to take action. I'm going to take those steps that I know is going to lead into that right direction. And action will always get you there. Not only does it get you there physically, but mentally. I mean, how much of that clutter is in our head of all the things we have to do? Nope, not today. Once you start to say that, you start to check those boxes, you start to check all those things off of your list, and you start to just feel light, free, bright, and empowered. Empowered to finally get after your day and do the things that you are meant to be doing. Hey, ladies, Julia, my girl. So wonderful to see you yesterday, Julia, in our GFIT alumni Zoom call. That was so great to see your faces and empowered, your word, empowered. See how I use that one? Knowing that you own your day and that you're empowered to own your day and that you're in control of your day is so empowering. So I love that. I love your word. Okay, so a couple of announcements. I've had a couple of emails and questions about when the UAP challenge winner is going to be announced and coming for you tomorrow. So be on the lookout. You girls rocked it. So I'm going through and I'm almost done. We've got 3 incredible winners, but watching each and every one of your success and reading through the testimonials and seeing the photos is just so rewarding to see how much you girls crushed it. But guess what? You crushed it because you decided that you were going to take action and you weren't going to say, I'm going to wait until next week or next year to start the program, to start eating for purpose, to start finally doing the things that I know are going to make me show up my best. And so it's really beautiful to see all of our mantras and all of our action steps come into fruition. Okay. And then we have a fun new challenge coming in the GFIT app in May. Can you believe it's already almost May? And this one, we've got the hula hoop, right? We've got the hula hoop challenge coming for you. And I did want to talk a little bit about this challenge before we kick it off because I've been seeing a lot of hula hooping going on. This is the hula hoop I have and the one that I promote. I've been seeing a lot of practicing going on, girls getting hula hoops, super awesome to see. But I did want to share, I've seen a few weighted hula hoops going around. Okay. Like you're probably thinking, yeah, I'm going to crush this challenge. I'm going to add more weight because for some reason, more is better. Less is more. And that continues. That is the mantra in the GFIT lifestyle, but that continues even with our hula hoop challenge. Less weight, the better. A weightless hula hoop is what I'm going to recommend, suggest, and trust me, you will thank me later. And it's not only because using a weightless hula hoop, it's not because it's just about removing that weight and we're going to be doing some with lengthy times, but I never understood why people do weighted oblique work. weighted anything when it comes to your obliques. You know, you're at the gym and you see somebody on the hyperextension machine and they've got that weight and they're coming down and then they're pulling up and they're really working those obliques. What happens when you add weight to working the obliques? You start to gain that muscle, right? So you start to thicken the waist. The last thing that we want to do is thicken the waist. We want to trim it. We want to remove the body fat, but we want to keep it super tiny, right? Tiny little waist. So if we're sitting here using weight to hula hoop and we're using weight to work those obliques, we're going to expand that waistline. So I highly recommend you do not get a weighted hula hoop. You don't do any weighted oblique work ever. It's different if we're doing weighted regular crunches, but when it comes to doing anything where you're working those obliques and getting that hula hoop and doing those circular motions, we're really working those oblique muscles. We're working the entire core, but really up into those obliques. So the last thing that we want to do is have a weighted hula hoop. So I will put the link to the hula hoop that I have below. It doesn't have to be this one. This is just the one that I got that I love. I got it off Amazon and takes like, I think it comes next day or something like that. So we don't start until May 1st. So you have plenty of time to get your hula hoop, but I did want to mention that because I am seeing some weight hula hoops going around and I know that they're fun and you're like, oh, this is a great workout. But before you know it, we don't want to add too much weight and we want to bring it back in. So that's just a reminder there. Okay, girls. So I have a delicious recipe for us today. And there's a little bit of a backstory to this. So, you know, salads, like it's a big thing. I'm the queen of big ass salads. The bigger salad, the better. However, not all salads are to be treated the same. And it's really interesting and quite funny how when people are trying to lose weight, how they're like, yeah, I'm going to have a salad. And the next thing you know, like if you actually are aware of macronutrients and calories and what things are, you'll look over and you're like, yeah, that salad is actually probably 3 times the calories of a sandwich or a pizza or whatever it is. So you have to be very careful when you're making salads because the last thing that you need is to think you're eating healthy. And then you start gaining weight and you're wondering, why am I not losing the weight? Or why is my body not changing? I'm eating salads. I'm eating all these free foods. And you're wondering like, why isn't anything changing? And that's because not all salads are to be treated the same. Greens, and then you start adding the toppings and you start adding more toppings and more toppings. And before you know it, you have yourself a 2,000 calorie plus and super high fat salad. And so my sister-in-law was visiting recently and she's like, yeah, I'm starting to eat big salads, Gina. I think about you every single time. She's like, yeah, my favorite salad, I make a Cobb salad. And she's like, and I put on some onions and I put some carrots and I put on some radishes and I put all these things on there. And then she starts saying, then I put on the cheese and I put on a little avocado because avocado is good for you. Then I love this Thousand Island dressing. And I'm like, you got me at Thousand Island dressing. And she's like, really? People have no idea how calorie dense dressings can be. So not only the toppings that you add on, but actually then the dressing that you want to add on top of that salad. And so I was like, yeah, you were doing good until you got to the dressing. And so she was making smarter choices with what she was adding onto it. But then the dressing is kind of what took it over the top. So then fast forward, she ends up doing the whole calorie count of how much she's putting in. She measures how much dressing she's putting in. She does the calorie count and realizes, oh my gosh, this salad that I thought was healthy was nothing close to healthy once I added everything on top. So I was like, girlfriend, I'm here to save you. Don't you worry about it. We are going to make a Cobb salad with a delicious Thousand Island dressing that is Gina approved, plan approved, and will not break the bank, will not sabotage your summer goals. Are you ready? Okay, so I'm really excited about this one because what I love to do is take like something that is like a California favorite or just like a favorite, everyone's favorite, right? And make it healthy. Because when you think that you're starting a diet, you often think like, okay, well, I'm going to have to give up on those foods that I love. I'm going to have to give up on that dressing that I love or that pasta that I love. But you don't, as long as you have the tools and you know how to just make it a little bit cleaner. So this one is an all-time favorite, just a Cobb salad using a Thousand Island dressing, and we're going to create it right here together. And I've got several swaps here that are going to blow your mind. Are you ready? Oh, good. Vanessa, she's like, I ordered my hula hoop yesterday. Perfect. Good to go. Okay, so we are going to take a Iceberg lettuce. I know it's not the most nutritious lettuce you can get, but you know, sometimes like a Cobb salad is just what you need. So we're going to take just a half of a head of iceberg lettuce there. And I'm going to add all the toppings right on top, right? So we're just going to do any toppings that you are excited about. So a little bit of some onions. So this is a recreation for my sister-in-law to show her that she can still have that Cobb salad, just do it the right way and actually start to lose the weight that she's trying to lose. And then a few tomatoes there. And the kicker here is going to be that Thousand Island dressing. That is such a winner. So a few cucumbers. Put this down here so you can see. A few cucumbers. And a few radishes. After the salad that I shared last week, some of the radish, the eggs and the radishes, I became obsessed with radishes. So just have those on hand always as a free food to munch on. And then a few carrots. And while carrots are not free on the GFIT menus, that means that you just can't have endless amounts, but a few are not going to break the bank right there. And what I did was I got an actual, rather than shredded cabbage, I got one of these shredded carrots rather. I got one of these whole carrots at the farmer's market, and then I just sliced them thick. So as you can see, I didn't use very many. They do add a little extra sugar, but not much. So I got that, makes all the difference in the world. And then, okay, so now what we're going to do, pretty basic salad there. And then as always, I've been really into using fresh herbs. So the fresher, the better. So rather than using powdered basil or garlic, the fresher the ingredients, the better. So I'm getting these at farmers markets. Actually have a little garden growing. Really adds some delicious flavor. Okay. So just slicing that up. Going to add a little bit of that right over top of the salad. Really simple and beautiful. Okay, now for the fun part. Are you ready? So we are going to create this dressing. So here's our Thousand Island dressing, GFIT approved. So we have some Greek yogurt. So you want to make sure that you're getting the 0% Greek yogurt. No sugar added. About a cup of that. And this recipe will drop in the GFIT app, so no need to write it all down. Cup of Greek yogurt. Get the 0%. And then we're going to do a half a cup of ketchup. Now, here's the thing. When it comes to ketchup, believe it or not, just like not all salads are treated the same, not all ketchups are treated the same, just like not all salsas are treated the same, or mustards are treated the same. Oftentimes, they add sugars to make it taste better. So the two ketchups that I recommend, Primal Kitchen has a great ketchup. There's no sugar added to this. Or you can also try the Walden Farms. I do prefer the Primal Kitchen ketchup over the Walden Farms because the Walden Farms does have a ton of other things in the ingredients, including xanthan gum, guar gum, and all those gums, if you have too many of them, can cause a lot of GI intestinal issues. So when we're using a half a cup and not just a tablespoon or two, you want to kind of be careful with how much of those extra gums that we're eating or that you're consuming. So we're going to add this in. A little bit of ketchup. Okay. Then a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. All right. And then here we go with relish. We're adding a little bit of relish into this. Keep in mind, just like we said, not all salads are to be treated the same, not all dressings to be treated the same. Same with relish. This is a dill relish, not a sweet relish. So in most Thousand Island dressings, you're going to find that they use sweet relish to add that little bit of sweetness. And that's going to add unnecessary sugar. So we're not going to add that. We are just going to add the dill relish. Quarter cup of dill relish right in there. Okay. And now we've got a little bit of hot sauce. So you can use Tabasco, Cholula, or if you have this Red Hot Wings, any kind of hot sauce. Just going to add a few drops of that to add a little bit of spice. Okay. And now A little bit of salt and pepper just to taste. A little bit of salt, pinch of salt, and a little bit of pepper. All right. Now we have 2 final ingredients. Because we didn't use the sweet relish, so that sweet relish is going to add for a little bit of the sweetness in the dressing, but because we don't have the sweet relish, we use dill, you are going to want to add just a touch of sweetness. So we're going to add a little bit of stevia or your no-calorie sweetener of choice, monk fruit, erythritol, stevia, whatever it is that you prefer, just to add that little pop of sweetness. We're going to mix that all together, and then I have one final ingredient. This is kind of like the Gina add-in. Not all Thousand Island dressings have this in there, but I have found it to be the absolute kind of winner to provide that little bit of extra creaminess. So speaking of eggs, right? I know we have lots of eggs, hard-boiled eggs, hopefully. I've been eating these like crazy lately. And I'm going to add 1 egg into this mix and mix this all up. So you can add the egg or not, but I did find that adding the egg really adds for that, just the creaminess and a little bit of the chunkiness to the dressing. Okay, so there we have our Thousand Island dressing. So do you know what the average Thousand Island dressing has? How many calories, how much fat is in 2 tablespoons, which is a typical serving? Can anybody guess? The average Thousand Island dressing. So we're not talking about the bacon bits, the cheese that's added on there, all the other toppings that add for the calories and the fat. We're not even talking about that. We're just talking about the dressing. The dressing alone. 2 tablespoons, the average has about 110 calories, 11 grams of fat, and 5 grams of sugar in 2 tablespoons. And most people don't just eat 2 tablespoons, right? They're pouring it on there. So they're getting at least a 1/4 cup, which is double that serving. So now you're at almost 22 grams of fat. You double everything. And it can be just super calorie and fat dense. So this one, 2 tablespoons, only has 20 calories and less than 1/2 gram of fat for 2 tablespoons. So you're telling me that this is definitely going to trim the waistline, unlike the store-bought Thousand Island dressings. So you see how you might not even be aware of what you're actually consuming. You're thinking, oh, I'm just having a salad. Salad seems to be the thing to do when you're trying to lose a few pounds or tighten up for summer. But needless to say, what is in your dressings or what toppings are on top of your salad, right? That's what makes all of the difference. So just being more mindful to read labels and make your own is always just a safe bet. So we're going to add this right on top. And then I have one final topping. Okay. So you can actually food process this if you want to just kind of make it a little bit less chunky, but Thousand Island dressing is meant to be a little bit on the chunkier side. And then unlike many of my salad dressing recipes, I didn't add water to this one. So a lot of my salad dressings and dipping sauces, I'll add a little bit of water to dilute it a little bit so it goes a longer way. And then also so it's not as thick. But with a Thousand Island dressing, I prefer it to be a little bit thicker, but as always, you can put it in a food processor or blender and just kind of thin it out a little bit if you want to add a little touch of water, but I prefer a little bit chunkier and thicker. So how beautiful is this salad, right? To die for. And then we're going to add one final ingredient. And I'm all about how can we swap something that we love for something else that we can have more of, right? Because it's all about that volume to keep us satisfied and happy and not ever feeling deprived. So even though this isn't typical on a Cobb salad, I don't know about you, but I like to have a little bit of crunch. So usually it comes in the form of croutons or wontons, right, for the average person. And those, again, are going to add not only calories, sometimes fat, but then they're using a lot of those vegetable oils. So they aren't as healthy for us. So here's what I'm going to do. My GFit girls have seen this before, but here's your little reminder, because oftentimes you need that reminder. Oh my gosh, forgot about that recipe or that hack. I have taken Shirataki noodles, thrown them in my air fryer, and we have ourselves a free, Gina approved, crunchy topping to our salad. Are you ready for it? 3, 2, 1. And there she is. A curly-haired girl deserves a curly-haired salad. These are all free foods. Our Shirataki noodles, dynamite. Can you see this? Can you see this tower of heaven right here? And I don't have protein on this. You're like, where's your protein, Gina? Because that's going to be on the side. I actually don't have that prepared. I want to show you the salad. Adding the lean protein onto it is going to give you the complete meal. Right? Wow, wow, and wow is all I've got to say about this amazing Cobb salad tower. So Shirataki noodles are free on the GFIT plans. I eat these like crazy. Usually once a day, I'll have some form of the Shirataki noodles, also known as miracle noodles. I get these at a local store called Sprouts. And then I also, Costco now, it's like Costco's onto the GFIT program. They have this version. And when it comes to making these noodles, I have found that the thicker noodles, so this one from Costco is perfect thickness, or if you do get the Shirataki or Miracle noodles, they usually have like different thicknesses. They have the angel food thickness, which is going to be angel hair, which is very thin. And then they have just the traditional, which is a little bit thicker. And then they have the fettuccine. So when it comes to air frying these noodles, I have found that the thicker the noodle, the better they turn out. So you want to get yourself some of the thicker versions. These are the ones I get at Costco. So there you have it. Here you have a Gina approved Cobb salad with our Thousand Island dressing. This will be dropping in the GFIT app. I'm so excited. These lives, they come at the perfect time. There's a reason why I have them scheduled when I have them so that I can make the food and then eat the food, because otherwise I'm drooling over here. So here you have it, ladies. Have an incredible day. Thank you for joining me, and just be super mindful, you know, as you're trying to like eat healthier. Summer's right around the corner. We're cruising into May. We're really working on that muffin top in May with our muffin top meltdown and the hula hoop challenge. Really thinking about like, you know, getting in shape for summer and just feeling good in your skin. Just be mindful. Like what is really in this dressing, or what is really on this salad? Sometimes you think you're eating healthy and you're eating quite the opposite of healthy. So just being more aware of that. This is a good one. Okay, ladies, have an incredible day. And tomorrow the announcement will come for the UAP winners. I'm so excited to announce. We've got incredible prizes and sponsors on board that. So be on the lookout for that. All right, girls, have an incredible one, and I will be in touch real soon.